it might end up bad, but also it might end up good if you're a spectator.
Hello, everybody. How's the sound coming across? Music and vocals coming across okay? Just doing a couple last minute checks before we switch over to the main screen. Sounds good. Excellent. Thank you, Dad. So here we are, series finale. Back from being away for so long. Got to miss Road Atlanta. Sad about that, but glad to be back in the booth for the series finale of Track Limits Racing Sports Car Series here at Watkins Glen. We're going to have a 2-hour race on offer. Getting some last minute things handled. Checking some more sound things real quick before we switch over to the main scene. A little bit of time left in free practice before we go into qualifying for LMP3 and GT4 action here at the Glen. Stephen Wallace in chat. How are you doing, sir? See if we can get this sound transition working. The magic of using my hands. Is a little loud. Trying to stay dry in real life too. Let's get switched over to the main screen. Yeah, I was hoping it would transition to the main screen. There we go. Okay. All right. Make the graphic go away. All right. Weird. Oh, it's a refresh thing. Okay. So, yeah, we've got this set up for the series finale here at Watkins Glen, a 2-hour race on tap. LMP3s and GT4s to finish out the season. 100% chance of precipitation, overcast skies, 18 degrees on track here at Watkins Glen. It's a fun track. I think it's going to be fun for multi-class action, especially here in the Track Limits Racing Sports Car Series. Taking a sip of my hot beverage. A little bit of the crud after being out and about late last week, but hoping to get that sorted out. And hopefully I won't be coughing into the mic. If I do, I apologize. Quick peek. I think we're good to go. I cannot get this to transition. There it goes. All right. William Lewis coming out of the pits in the number 4 AMG. Currently sitting 5th in the GT4 category. Indeed, it is. I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be a wild race. I think wet weather in iRacing in particular right now is kind of wild. I'm surprised when I watch people do wet racing in iRacing, because it seems like ACC has some pretty mental graphics, but iRacing, the rain feels unbearable sometimes. Tommy Coggin in the 55. It's the autopilot's switching around a bunch, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to switch over to a few people that are still out on track. Tommy Coggin's one of them, or Cogan. In the Aston Martin 55, currently sitting top of the timesheets with a 2:05.0. Yeah, it's pretty sketch. Rain racing is pretty sketch. Why, thank you, Jade. Glad to be back. A little under the weather, but I'll get through it. It'll be 2 hours of fun. See 17 cars in session to finish out the season. Looks like we got 5 LMP3s and what is that, 12 GT4s? Two hours of NyQuil? No. I can't take that stuff. It'd knock me out. It would knock me clean out. I can't do it. So it looks like free practice going to be winding down here in another minute 20 seconds before we transition over into qualifying. Tommy's going to snake his way into the pits. I'm going to go ahead and run a quick ad for Track Limits Racing, by the way. Not running ads for anyone else, so don't leave the channel, please. Don't leave. I'll see you guys on the other side of it, and we'll be getting set up for qualifying when we're back. So sit tight, and I'll see you on the other side. A lot of game sound. Suddenly. Oh, I see what happened. Apparently, I have a monitor button, which will basically set the sound so that I only hear from the particular channel. So I learned that just now. Anyway, hopefully the audio sound is coming back, and we're in quali. And it looks like GT4s are heading out on track first. We got Tommy Kogan on track in the 55. Well, actually, I forgot this is closed qualifying, so everybody's going to get the whole session. Although Tommy's going to scrub at least one of his laps and is going to be a little bit on the back foot. David Flagler, who I think is a relative newcomer here, getting ready to go into, it's like turn 1. Yeah, we got a few people that look like they might have scuffed their first attempts. I think Kronk's in. Oh no, he's coming around towards the final corner. It looks like it is wet, very wet, and Mr. David Flagler getting ready to start a flying lap around here at Watkins Glen. Like him and Ethan Hamill. Let's tune in with the champ. I think on math he had it locked up like 3 weeks ago or something. Let's ride on board with Mr. Hamlin through the S's section now as he's blasting uphill. Down this short straight towards the bus stop. Ooh, lots of curb. A little bit of air, maybe. Do this long right-hand section before he gets set up to go through the boot complex. Get you guys a track map pulled up. As he is getting set up on entry into the toe section. Uphill. Right hand, Lots of camber. Now on approach to the heel, braking about 150. Keeping it cool. I wonder if he's aiming for a banker. And then through this fast left-hander at the penultimate corner. Right up to the wall. Using as much of the track as he can, even in wet conditions. Purple sector's all around a 150.768 in LMP3 to set the stage. Taking a look right now, we just don't have that many people posting times right now. Mark Coyne, who I believe is the champ on math. Let's pull up those numbers. Going through the penultimate corner now in the AMG. Mark Coyne has been Mr. Consistency for me this season. Definitely been one of the drivers I've been most impressed with watching. Never give it up kind of attitude. Goes to the top of the timesheets with a 2:05.81. Looking right now, Gabe Chavez in the 8.80. Start finish straight away. What can he do? Comes across the line, goes third fastest. Jaden Ledbetter second in LMP3 with a 53.733 seconds off the pace from Ethan. Then we got Gian Cardoso with a 53.88 and David Flagler with the 56.1. Got Ryan. I'm gonna assume that's Beauchesne. He's probably gonna laugh at me thinking this guy doesn't know how to pronounce my name. And the answer is I don't. William Summers down the start finish straight away. I take criticism of how I say last names very seriously. So if you want to write me a sternly worded letter, I will totally read it. Scott Fleming in the 37 comes across the line. Where's he going to stick it? It's going to go up to P4 in GT4 class. We still got other LMP3s out on track. We got a couple that haven't set times. Adam Duff, Joseph Kronk Jr. yet to set a time. Let's check in with Kronk. Comes across the line. Where's Kronk going to go? Going to have to take another shot at it. Ethan Hamlet, 50.768. Looks like the time to beat. We've got John Newman and Gabe Chavez. Oh, John Newman goes into the wall. That is going to end his lap, but Gabe Chavez right behind him finishing out the final corner. Let's see if he can improve his time. Comes across the line. Is he going to pip Scott Fleming? He jumps to third, right behind Mark Coyne. Stephen Wallace with pole position in GT4, provisional pole with a 2:04.37. We've got a few others. Actually, Jared Jones. We're going to tune in with Jared as he comes across the line in the lone McLaren. And he jumps up to fifth fastest. Just leapfrogs William Lewis in the number 4 to go fifth fastest. And here's Tommy, comes across the line. Is he going to be able to pip Gabe? He does. Leapfrogs Gabe Chavez and Mark Coyne to go second fastest in GT4 with a 2:05.591. Scott Fleming. Now we got Kogan and Wallace in a battle for P2. I'm guessing you said that Mark. I think you said Mark had it locked up on math. Kronk, he's going to invalidate his lap, and with that, ladies and gentlemen, we might be getting close to the end of quali. We got Matt Pyle in the number 12. He's still got one more lap he can finish out. While we're letting him do that, I'm going to get this this page set up so that I can check out if yeah, Mark locked it up. Yeah. Yeah, GT4 5-point gap for second. That's, you love to see that. You love to see that. Watching Matt Pyle finish his lap out. Green sectors all around for Matt, so he's finding time on track, 50.768. And that's a 209.009. Or no, excuse me, a 208.243. To leapfrog Ryan and get into, what is that going to be? That is going to be P10 in GT4. And with that, that is going to be your qualifying done and dusted. Transitioning over into the warm-up phase. Let's pull up those results. If it's going to let me. Hey, there it is. I don't need the track map, though. We can hide that. To no one's surprise, Ethan Hamlet 2 seconds clear of the field. When are we going to bop Ethan Hamlet? When are we going to put him... When are we going to do 3 classes where we basically make him drive around in the Toyota GR86? Ladies and gentlemen, Chris Turner in chat with New World Sim Racing, the legend. Going to be broadcasting alongside Chris Turner in the New World Sim Racing GT Sprint Series tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern if you want to go check it out. So Ethan Hamlet, 2 seconds clear of the field. Jaden Ledbetter, 2.587 off the pace. Gian Cardoso not that far off. Probably about 0.6 back from Jaden. And then Adam Duff, David Flagler are your LMP3 runners in the Sports Car Series. Stephen Wallace on pole position in GT4. Followed by Tommy Kogan and Mark Coyne. So Stephen Wallace, Tommy Kogan, duking it out for second place in GT4. It's going to get scrappy. We got Mark Coyne, Jared Jones, and then Gabe Chavez, Scott Fleming on third row GT4. Looks like we've got Matthew Lewis. Or no, William Lewis. Excuse me. Excuse me, William. Excuse me. I was reading the wrong part of my sheet. William Lewis, and is that McNairn? Am I pronouncing that correctly? That is interesting because I do not see... I see McNairn... Oh, there it is. It's spelling's the spelling, the capitalization's different. So Tristan McNairn. You can only handle so much whelp excitement in a week. I'm sorry. I didn't realize I was that energetic. So we got Tristan McNairn, and then who's that? John Newman, Matt Pyle, Ryan. I'm gonna assume that is like Beauchene, and then. A lot of new faces, man. I've not seen this many new faces. William Sommers, Tanner Schiffner. Lots of new folks. It's an Arkansas, Oklahoma thing. I mean, we don't have to think about that, man. I'd take Turner in a heartbeat. Less letters. I'm an Arkansan. I need all the help I can get. So I believe they're going through the driver briefing as we get set up for the race. 2 hours. I think it's going to be a fun one. Watkins Glen, 100% chance of precipitation, 18 degrees, overcast skies. Reminder for everybody that we do have fuel limitations per class, 68% fuel tank capacity for LMP3 and 60% for GT4. Point spread is distributed between gold, silver, and bronze. 100% for gold, 110% for silver, 120% for bronze drivers. Turner Milwee. That's hilarious. This is a weird exit ramp we've hit, you and me, Chris. I believe, so we've got a shift in what we've done for the 2 hour races. There will only be one competition yellow in this entire race. There will not be two for a 2 hour race. So I'm kind of curious when that's going to fly, because then that'll probably dictate how the strategy is going to work out between the two classes, and I'm really interested to see it. Pit strategy in the sports car series tends to be pretty crucial. So that's tasty number 2 followed. Thank you so much. We got some other follows here. We got Xman4463 with a follow. Thank you so much. And B Scotty.
It might end up bad, but
following
also
just this minute.
Might end up good.
So thank you very much, B Scotty. Wow, more. We got, jeez, okay.
It might end up bad.
That's ND10 Shoal. Thank you so much for the follow. T-Dog11213. Thank you for the follow as well. That might actually get us either close to 50.
It might end up bad, but also
we might be close on that one. We might be close to 50, which is awesome. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining us for the series finale here at Watkins Glen Track Limits Racing, the sports car series. As Jaden was mentioning earlier in chat, there'll be some announcements later on about the new season. What's up? Yeah, 45 at the moment. Cool. Excellent. D. Gabri, that is, who is that on the grid? It's been a minute. Apologies. But how are you doing? Oh, yeah. Chavez. In the 880 AMG, how are you doing, sir? You excited for a wet weather race? I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. We got some folks turning laps here in the warm-up section before we get the grid set. Tends to be honest, huh? Just try and relax. Just try and be smooth out there, and it's a wet race. It's probably going to be easier for you to make up spots if you take a more conservative approach. At least through the first few laps. Let the field get settled. And then, yeah, like Turner said, grip it and rip it. So Flagler's showing some pace now, 55.78. So Flagler's starting to pick it up out here in the warm-up. Starting to drill in some better lap times. You'd love to see it. I believe I'm gonna spoil things a little bit, Jaden. I'm very sorry about this, but I'm gonna take a peek at this nice little season 2 race calendar here, and just comment on a few tracks that will be fascinating to call races at because it has never happened for me. Navarra is going to be interesting. I believe that's a 1-hour race at Navarra. Alton Park, that's going to be tough. We're going to be, round 6 is going to be at Rudskogen. And the race that I'm looking forward to, I think Jaden can guess which race I'm looking forward to the most. I think Jaden can. For me, I'm really looking forward to, and I'm actually kind of disappointed that this is not the finale, if I'm honest. I'm disappointed that round 7 is going to be a 1-hour race at Sonoma Raceway. 2 hours at Sonoma would be amazing, in my opinion. But it's round 7. Finale is going to be round 8 at Virginia. 2-hour race there. That's going to be a banger. But yeah, I think it's going to be a good one. And here we go. We are getting set up on the grid. Again, want to run you through the grid real quick. Front row LMP3s, we got Ethan Hamlet, Jaden Ledbetter on the second row, Gian Cardoso, Adam Duff, David Flagler, and Joseph Kronk round out the LMP3 field. Then we've got Stephen Wallace, Tommy Kogan in GT4 on the front row, Mark Coyne, followed by Jared Jones in the second row behind. Gabe Chavez and Scott Fleming on third row. We got William Lewis and Tristan McNairn, followed by John Newman, Matt Pyle, Ryan. Again, I hope I'm not butchering this. I believe that is Beauchesne. And then William Sommers, and then Tanner Schiffner rounding out the GT4 field. Cars are getting set up for 2 hours here at Watkins Glen International. I'm very excited to see it. Let's get some, let's get some TV1. Let's get some TV1 shots. It is coming down, 100% chance of precipitation, 18 degrees on track, as we are getting set up for 2 hours of racing here at the Glen. We will have a single competition yellow. Pit strategy is going to be key here, because from a tire management perspective, we probably won't be seeing much in the way of conditions changing. So I do believe it's going to come down to how do people manage fuel more than tires. I think that's a fair statement, Jaden. Yeah, I don't hold anything. I don't hold anything against you for having the finale at VIR. They are on the formation lap. Let's talk points. 5 points separating GT4. Redneck Coda is exactly what I would call it, although is VIR really more redneck than Coda? Really? VIR. If VIR is more redneck than Coda, like Coda is like the Sam's Club of racing circuits. Let's be honest. Well, we know where Chris stands. But back to the GT4 action. 5 points between the Taco Bell AMG 23 piloted by Stephen Wallace and the 55 Aston Martin piloted by Tommy Cogan. It is going to be the race to pay attention to. Stephen Wallace has had monster pace all season, but Tommy has been with us longer. He's definitely got some consistency as an edge. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this pans out. Also looking forward to the man that's been with us the longest in GT4, Mr. Mark Coyne. Looking forward to seeing what Mark can do. Actually, I think both him and William have been with us probably about the same amount of time. And it's been awesome to have him with us here at the Sports Car Series with Track Limits. Coyne is going to win, calling it now. Here's the thing. I want I like Mark. I want to see what Mark can do. Ethan just letting the tail wag a little bit on the exit of the left-hand hairpin. They go into the penultimate corner here as they are going to probably stack up right before they hit the final corner. There goes the pace car. I love how the pace car waits until the absolute last possible moment to turn in before it hits the wall. And we are racing here. LMP3s are already blasting. It looks like Jaden's already got a challenge here. Is that Gian Cardoso on the inside? Gian Cardoso. Oh, they almost touch as they get ready to go uphill into the S's. We're going to watch this just for a brief moment and then check back in with Gian. Had to cede the position, but now he's got Adam Duff in his rearview mirrors. In the meantime, the race for second place in GT4. It does look like Stephen Wallace got off to a roaring good start, and Tommy Cogan has got Mark Coyne in the background. Just to give you guys an understanding of how crazy this is, racing in iRacing in the wet, let's jump on board with the lone McLaren in the field, Mr. Jared Jones, and take a peek. Let's see if we can get a shot inside the cabin. Yeah, let's get a shot in the cabin. Look at this. Look at this. Now you got to judge brake lights. You got to judge lines. He's got spray from multiple cars obscuring his field of vision. Little bit of oversteer on corner exit, but he nails it down and starts pressuring Chavez as they go into the toe, trying to use the camber as much as he can, set himself up for a good exit. Oh yeah, he's got the line. He's got the line. Let's jump over back to TV1. Is he going to force it on the inside line? He's just going to hold an inside position on Chavez. Chavez giving him lots of space, but he's got the inside line now. And actually, I think the move's done. I think Jared figured it out, cracked the code, and the Volt McLaren is around Gabe Chavez and moves up into 5th place. Scott Fleming's off to a very good start. 2 positions up already in the 37. Canadian is going to start trying to pick up the pace and mount some pressure on Mark Coyne. Switching back over into LMP3, Gian Cardoso and Adam Duff. The spray is insane through the bus stop chicane. Very conservative. Not seeing a lot. They're not attacking the rumble strips the same way. Is that a bunch of Nick Cage faces on that car? Is that... Am I seeing that correctly? Can I... You're kidding me, right? My God. Oh, man. What a clown. I love it. I love it. All right, so let's take a peek. Jared Jones starting to pressure Scott Fleming. So both Jared Jones and Gabe Chavez both down one position each relative to the start of the race. I think they might have just got caught out at the start. Scott Fleming got off to a really good start. Does also look like John Newman and Tristan McNairn might have suffered with some difficulties on track. In fact, let's get the replay queued up and see what happened to Tanner. Oh, the back end steps out. And a small tap on the wall. Probably not enough to really upset the GT4s too much. And then touches the wall on the other side as he gets corrected and heads back up towards the toe in the 51. I think he's going to be... I think that was rough, but then... in the S's, and that is just unfortunate. GT4's moving out of the way. Tristan McNairn now down 5 spots. Who needs a roll cage when you got Nick Cage? That's good stuff. That's good stuff. So back to the live action in GT4. The Volt McLaren losing a little bit of ground to Scott Fleming. LMP3 field is starting to stretch out pretty far, with the exception of Adam Duff is keeping Gian Cardoso in touch. Actually, no, David Flagler. David Flagler is keeping an eye on Mr. Joseph Kronk Jr. Oh, big four-wheel drift. Oh, he keeps it. What a save. Is he out on slicks? No way. That was such an awkward spin. But I think it was mostly just the fact that he started getting a bit of a tank slapper. That was wild. That was a big drift. So yeah, right now in the field, everybody's starting to spread out. This is a wet weather race, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be how it is. It is going to come down to consistency. It is going to come down to fuel management. I think that is going to be the tail of this race. So if Adam Duff can just nail the consistency and keep Gian Cardoso in touch, 1.3 seconds, it looks like the gap is growing. Somebody who's recovering right now, though, we're going to jump on board with Tristan, because Tristan is already on the gearbox of Tanner. It's the closest fight on track. Ooh, Tanner's flashing. I wonder if he's flashing for Tristan. BMW on BMW here. Actually, we got a lot of Beamers here in the last round. This is some good action between Tanner and Tristan going through the S's right now. That's where Tristan's back in, stepped out on him. Does look like he's figured it out, though. Got some other GT4s up ahead. Looks like that's William Sommers. Trying to figure out where he can make the move happen. Seeing Tanner go wide in a lot of corners. Seeing the back end on that M4 really being kind of temperamental. Might be running a little less downforce on the M4. Tristan's taking all sorts of alternative lines, trying to find his way around. Tanner's doing a very good job of making that M4 look wide. We're keeping an eye on other fights on track. Gian Cardoso's catching up to Jaden Ledbetter. Actually, the pace is the gap is fluctuating between those two. The gap between Adam Duff and Gian Cardoso has grown. Now that's about 18 seconds. Oh, that's a big moment right there. Tristan now has the inside as they get ready to go into the penultimate corner. Are they side by side? Not quite, but Tanner shoots off. They are keeping it side by side through the final corner and now down towards the start-finish straightaway, but I do believe Tristan has got the move pulled off. And I see Ethan Hamlet in the background. LMP3 is about to lap the GT4 field. So we're 10 minutes in, and traffic already starting to become a factor. Let's switch back over to Scott Fleming. Scott Fleming currently holding a half second up on Jared Jones. Look at the spray coming off of Scott Fleming's AMG, just blasting the Volt McLaren of Jared Jones. Jared Jones backing out of it a little bit before the corner, a little bit early. You can see the McLaren getting a little sideways on corner exit. Scott Fleming building up a little bit of a gap now. Whoa, that was super loud. Apologies for that, folks. David Flagler. Finds his way around Joseph Kronk, now pulling a gap of about a second. David Flagler finding his way around the Glen. Switching back on board with Jared Jones in the Volt McLaren as he is trying to find his way around Scott Fleming. Scott Fleming making it very difficult for Jones. Doing a quick check at the top of GT4. Oh, nope, that Volt is going sideways into the grass. Is he going to get it stopped before it gets to the wall? I think so. Oh, yeah, just a little touch. Just a little touch. He's got to get it backed up quickly because he's going to be losing positions. He's now back below William Lewis. Back on track. Oh, he joins right in front of, is that Matt Pyle? Yeah, Matt Pyle on the inside line of the outer loop as they're heading down now through the long right-hander. So Jared Jones having a moment through the bus stop and now going to have to work to try and recover those positions. That gave Scott Fleming loads of breathing room, and Gabe Chavez in the 880 is going to reap the benefits. Up at the front, though, our race leader in LMP3, Ethan Hamlet, currently 10 seconds ahead of Jaden Ledbetter. Lap times are 54s, but he did set a 51.8 in the wet, which is kind of nutty. It does look like people are sliding around now. I wonder if the track is hitting a certain level of wet where the wet weather tires are not really capable of coping. Chris, you're an expert in racing in wet weather. You guys do it. You guys do it in special events with New World like all the time because you're mental. But what is the do the wet weather tires get to a state where they won't hold grip anymore? If so, like, what's the lap count? We're at lap 7, and people are sliding around like they're on ice skates. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But at the same time, too, I'm seeing even from, like, Ethan, like a lot of, like, sliding. It also could be down to downforce, but yeah. Yeah, it is difficult to drive in the rain. So you being someone who's done both ACC and iRacing, what is the difficulty, like on a scale of 1 to 10 between the two sims in rain conditions similar to this? That is true. That is true. So Ethan just navigating his way through this traffic right now. So the gaps on paper have really opened up. I think our closest right now, Tristan McNairn, is catching William Sommers through the bus stop chicane. Tristan on a bit of a comeback drive, down 4 spots from qualifying, but does seem like he's got good pace in the car. Last lap from him was a 2:08.9, which probably should have him about racing with Matt Pyle, who's currently 8th in GT4. Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. So the actual like weather model for like the track conditions is better in iRacing, whereas ACC it's just easier to drive in wet conditions. That's interesting. Oh no! Did we get another crash? No, I think that was 3 minutes ago. But it does look like we did have a bit of a moment. Let's go take a peek. David Flagler. Oh, into the wall. That's a shot. That's going to be a little bit of front end. I bet his front left is busted. Oh, yeah, it's not even touching the ground. This is the corner where in my second ever iRacing event, 6 hours of the Glen racing with Beltan, my good friend with 949 Sim Racing, and I actually knocked the front right wheel off of a Ferrari 488 GTE, and that was rough. So, yeah, he is just limping this car home as best he can. Okay, so Flagler does get it to the pits. So he is probably either going to take the fast repair or he might. I mean, I'm not sure. Hopefully he doesn't sit for the whole time. Taking a look at the field, the only other car that's like really close right now, Mark Coyne, is pretty close in the number 6, and I say pretty close to the tune of like 2.2 seconds because the field has stretched out in these conditions, and we're just gonna kind of have to like settle into a survival race here for the series finale. All right, so 24.38 seconds. So, yeah, that feels like he definitely got the fast repair done, and then maybe he was able to, once the guy picked up the lollipop, he could switch on fueling and tires and then get the rest of his pit stop done, head out. I think that's might have been what happened here. Looks like right before we had an incident with Flagler, Tanner Schaffner Again, kind of similar to what happened to him in the toe. Back end just steps out. LMP3 takes evasive action, manages to get it done, and then he's just backing it up. I do think he managed to save it out of the wall, so that's good on him. So McNairn following the LMP3 around the other side now. Might find his way around Sommers, but I don't think so. Kind of went a little too deep into the 90 and finds himself behind Sommers again. Although Sommers' back end starting to step out as he goes on the entry into the S's. So the back end is really wagging, and I think that's going to give McNairn an opportunity down this straightaway towards the bus stop. They're already side by side through corner exit. Are they going to fight into the bus stop chicane? It does look like Tristan is going to make it happen, and William Sommers is going to have to cede the position as they go into the outer loop now. This is good stuff. This is good racing, even further down the field in GT4. Although it looks like Tristan is on a bit of a recovery drive relative in terms of pace. Probably should be about P7, P8 right now. Just on pace figures. Just on pace figures. Looking right now, we only got one pit stop, and that's David Flagler after going off track at the toe. Sommers is losing the back end. Yep, the wet weather lines are having an effect. That is definitely the case. Checking in real quick, it does look like Jaden Ledbetter is 16 seconds back from Ethan Hamlet, but 5 seconds away is Gian Cardoso in the sister Track Limits Racing LMP3. Gian did find his way around Adam Duff at the start. No, they qualified him.
Might end up bad, but also
Misprint Mint, thanks so much for the follow. Appreciate you joining us here at Track Limits Racing for the series finale of the Sports Car Series. We've still got an hour and 40 minutes of action here, and both. Oh wow! So I've got Schiffner, William Lewis. So many people off track right now. What just happened? Let's see if we can figure out what has happened here. So Schiffner. Oh, that's going to be a shot into the wall, right side. Don't know if that's going to affect his suspension. He keeps it going, though. So Schiffner goes off. And then we've got William Lewis in the bus stop. Hammers the curb. Manages to keep it out in front of Gabe Chavez. And, oh, man. You know what we're going to be watching a lot this race? We're going to be watching some replays. Because the amount of off tracks and accidents I'm seeing in the replay data is just bonkers. Here's Mr. Jaden Ledbetter on approach. I believe that is Stephen Wallace in front, GT4 class leader. Oh, and the back end just immediately kicks out. And he backs it up. Gian Cardoso finds his way around. There's Tommy Cogan as well. So Jaden Ledbetter is going to be on a bit of a recovery drive to catch Gian Cardoso, who moves up into second place. So survival is the game. Survival is very much the game. Another one real quick, and then we'll get back to the racing action. William Lewis in the number 4, getting ready to go down into the 90. And the back end kicks out, and he's in a full spin. Is he going to go all the way to the wall? Yes, he does, and that bumper is off the car. So that means he's going to be any kind of like splitter or any other kind of like downforce he's getting from the bottom of the car. It is gone, and I think the rear suspension might be broken. Yes, he tows it, and William Lewis is in the pits for repairs. That is unfortunate. We got Joseph Kronk Jr. in the pits right now. Let's go over to the live camera here. Joseph just now getting into the pits. He's going to go up on the air jacks And I believe he came back on track. I don't see a crash from him. So I think he's okay. I think this might be just scheduled stuff for Joseph. Checking in with the GT4 class leader, Stephen Wallace, in the 23. Currently holding 7.5 seconds on Tommy Kogan, and we have a 5-point gap in the championship between these two right now for second place. Stephen Wallace has got crazy good pace in GT4, but Tommy Kogan has been more consistent this season. I think that's been keeping him in touch. So are people hitting the pits early? So Adam Duff, I don't see a crash from Adam. I do see an off track. In the pits early. Now we've got a full course yellow that's going to pop at 45. Do we have some people that are trying to do a mega undercut? Like, are there people that have done actual math to figure out strategy here? That's what I'm thinking. That's what I am thinking. So Tristan McNairn, he's behind Tanner Schiffner again. And there's a reason why. On approach to the bus stop chicane, catches the curbing, and then the back end just immediately triggers the slow spin. Now he's on the exit of the bus stop for the outer loop, but he does get it whipped around pretty quickly. Backs it up and then gets going. So lots of inside track for Schiffner, who's going to catch him on the inside. And that's how that got done. But McNairn does find his way around Tanner again. Really trying not to mix you guys up. I got Tristan and Tanner both locked in a battle. It's kind of funny right now, but here we are. Let's take a look at other pit stop data coming in. We got, so with Adam Duff, it's 40-second pit stop. That feels like that could be a little bit more genuine. Like not fast repair territory. So that's going to be interesting. We're going to switch it on over to the autopilot with Scott Fleming in the 37, representing our neighbors to the north. Currently running in fourth. Lots of wild racing action here in the wet at Watkins Glen International. You're watching Track Limits Racing Sports Car Series. This is the series finale. We got 2 hours on tap for you guys. Let's go take a peek. 15 people tuned in to watch the show. Thank you all so much for being a part of the action. Just want to say, definitely go check out SimGrid. SimGrid hosts, so simgrid.com/Track Limits Racing. Be sure and check us out. Season 2 is already live for registration, so if you want to join in for the next go-round of the Sports Car Series, be sure and check it out. Do I have the Discord link in here? I do. Look at that. Look at that. I'm so prepared. I am so prepared. Mark Coyne. Oh, now we switched over to Ethan Hamill, who's passing through some GT4 traffic right now. Back in, stepping out just ever so slightly. 27 seconds between Ethan and Gian Cardoso. Jaden has only made up about a half second to Gian. And that's kind of crazy. Let's go check out some onboard action, shall we? Let's get some onboards. We got the champ in LMP3. The 46 for Track Limits Racing, Mr. Ethan Hamlet. Just working the steering, trying to find the grip as he goes through the 90. Now uphill through the S section. Very dangerous part of the track, especially in the wet. Looks like he's got a GT4 he's catching up to, I think. Man, he is so aggressive on the curbs, even in the wet. It's crazy. That came into the 18, I believe that is Mr. Newman, currently running in 8th position in GT4. John Newman been with us for quite a while in Track Limits Racing Sports Car Series. Glad to see him here at the series finale. Looks like he might have found his way around Gabe Chavez. Gabe might have had himself a moment. I do see some information that leads me to believe. Through the tow section now, though, Ethan Hamlet blasting down the short straightaway, getting set up for entry into the heel. He's got to find his way around the number 12. That is Mr. Matt Pyle in GT4 through this long, awkward left-hand corner. This hairpin. And through the penultimate corner as he gets set up for final approach to finish out another lap. Kind of curious when the LMP3 is going to pull the trigger for pit stops. We do have 2 pit stops. Jaden Ledbetter also pitting before the competition yellow. And that is a lap of Watkins Glen International with the LMP3 champ for the Sports Car Series, Mr. Ethan Hamlet. Congrats to Ethan. He's had an amazing season, and I've watched him now for two seasons. Oh, the car is broken. Anti-stall? Anyway, congrats to Ethan. I've watched him for 2 seasons now. When it comes to strategy, just wild stuff, man. Just absolute wild stuff. The kid is super quick, super smart. Oh, looks like Ryan here in the rear view of Gabe Chavez. So Jaden's saying he had a wreck. Let's see if we can go back in the data and find out when it happened. Oh, Schiffner lost the back end in the entry to the boot section, and that got some front end damage. Maybe the front right suspension's a little broken. So yeah, we've had a few more scrapes, which is unfortunate. Gabe Chavez is perpendicular. I believe that is on the exit. Oh, he's got a broken car too. On the exit of the entry to the boot. The entry to the boot has caught people out. The laces section has caught people out big time. Steering is 90 degrees off. That is very, very wild stuff. Gabe is trying to nurse this car around. Looking at the last lap times from Gabe, 207.3. So he did manage to get it back up to speed. Oh no, we got another crash. More crashes. Into the bus stop. Adam Duff. Oh, there it goes. Oh, and that's going to hurt. Oh, and that's just obliterated. That was an insane hit. Holy cow. That is probably the worst hit we've seen this entire race. That was crazy. Your boy Matt Pyle. Let's check in with Matt. Let's check in. Actually, let's get live. Let's get live. Where's Matt at right now? Currently running P5 and GT4. Let's see here. He's got 5.4 seconds on John Newman in the 18. And it looks like he's about 27 seconds back from Scott Fleming in fourth. So kind of a little bit in no man's land in terms of not really dealing with racing anybody right now. But, that's kind of what happens in these wet weather races, man. It's all about the consistency. It's all about, putting in the best lap times you can manage. So looking right now, trying to find some more data to see if we can find a good close fight on track to follow. And I think we've got to stick with Ryan here because Gabe loses the back end. Broadcaster's curse for Gabe. Loses the back end. And he has entered the pit lane. So I got to wonder if some of these folks that are having a little bit of bad luck are going to try and see if they can catch themselves from track position when the full course yellow pops, and then try to see if they can milk that and hope for other people in front of them to have also some bad luck. Because if that's the case, that's actually, I think, a pretty smart strategy here, because I'm seeing it's relatively consistent that the track is wet enough that everybody's struggling. Even Ethan Hamlet's struggling just a hair. Seeing him corner exit. Car is getting a little temperamental sometimes. Ethan probably backing off on the pace. I am seeing from his last lap times he is backing off to the tune of about 2 seconds. So that might be the answer here. Higher traction control settings, although the traction control in the LMP3 is terrible. It is a dishwasher. It is not at all a normal traction control system. It is, when it kicks in, most of the time when it kicks in, you're probably going to spin. Scott Fleming in the pit, so is Stephen Wallace. Both of them pitting early, it looks like. And Stephen Wallace already back out on track, 18 seconds in the pits. I wonder if he just went in, getting some fuel before the full course yellow kicks in. What's it going to look like for Scott Fleming? So Stephen Wallace in the pits. Mark Coyne's going to take the lead. Tommy Cogan's going to take the lead in GT4. John Newman in the pits as well. Yeah, we've got a number of people pulling into the pits right now. Let me actually switch the camera angle and take a peek. Actually, we'll go with pit lane. Pit lane camera. Yeah, we got a lot of GT4 runners coming into the pits right now. Kind of curious if people are trying to take advantage of the full course yellow for track position. I think that might be what we're seeing here. But with that pit stop, Tommy Cogan now, he's going to be in the lead here in the 55. His car's sliding about a bit, but he's got it figured out. So pit stop deltas, Stephen Wallace was in there quick. Stephen Wallace clocked in 18.6 seconds stationary. Probably just went for fuel. Scott Fleming and Jared Jones, both 37.9 and 36.2 respectively. So might have been a tire change in it for them. Or more fuel. That could be the other thing too. It could be that Steven is playing some fuel magic Ethan Hamlet is in the pits. Gonna watch his times. So Jared Jones moving through back marker traffic here. Also, we got an LMP3 coming hard and fast. He's going to have to wait. I think he might have to wait because Jared's trying to find his way around. I believe that is Schiffner. So Jared's just going to let Schiffner go. Or not Schiffner, is going to let, I believe that is Duff in the 50. Duff on approach to the penultimate corner. He's going to get around Schiffner. So Ethan Hamlet stationary for 28.52 seconds. Gian Cardoso stationary for 28.4, and Jaden Ledbetter is going to find his way around and get into second. And we still got another 5 minutes before we even hit the pit stops. Ethan Hamlet moving through the GT4 traffic right now. And that is William Sommers. And Sommers is being caught. Is that by Matt Pyle? No. No, Sommers being caught by William Lewis. So William Lewis in the number 4. On the nose cam with William Lewis. Good close racing between these two right now. Tommy Cogan and Mark Coyne in the pits. Here is the thing. There are so few people that have not already taken the pit. Whoa, here we go. Here we go. Into the S's. I was thinking kind of offline right now for Sommers was going to be sketchy. So Ryan finds his way around Matt Pyle. What happened with Matt in the pit stops? Not really that far off. 37.75 stationary for Matt Pyle. 37.47 for Ryan. Is it Beauchene? And then in the 64 AMG. So lots of AMGs in GT4 field. But yeah, Mark Coyne out of the pits, and he was stationary for 37.45. Tommy Cogan with a 16.88 second stationary time in the pits. 49.33. I mean, that was pretty quick. Although Gabe Chavez kind of like smashed the record books with a 9.83 second stationary stop and a 42.47 pit lane travel time. That is by far the fastest in GT4 by a country mile. So yeah, right before the pits, I believe all the GT4 field will have pitted before the competition yellow, and that is also true for the LMP3 field. So the competition yellow, we're not really going to see a lot of people diving in the pits. I'm kind of curious to see what the strategy is going to be, if we're going to see a lot of fuel saving, like how people stack up behind the safety car. I'm also interested to see how the folks that get the wave around, like how hard they push in wet weather like this. Because I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility to see an accident in the full course yellow phase. We've seen it a lot. Now this time, I wonder if Lewis has got it done on the exit to the 90 going into the S's. I do believe that is done. So with Ryan coming out of the pits now, stationary for 37.47, that is the entire GT4 field pitted with 40 seconds to spare before the competition yellow comes out. Oh, Sommers goes sideways, manages to keep it out of the fence. And Ethan Hamlet's going to come across the line with 24 laps in the books. He might not even make it to turn 1 before the competition yellow flies. So this is a survival race, 100%. 100%. Oh, that was a wobble from Ryan. Is Matt Powell going to pounce? Competition yellow is in effect now, so there shouldn't be any passing on track for position. Yellow lights are flashing on track, and yeah, we should be oh no, Adam Duff with more damage. Let's see if we can go back and see it actually happen. Oh, I see. Oh, he tried to dodge. He tried to dodge. I believe that was the Momo. Is that McNairn? Front left is broken. It's bent. And Duff is going to have to go back to the pits to get repairs. That is unfortunate. Ethan Hamlet just coasting now. Let's go back to live. I believe he will have caught the safety car by now. Nope, he has not caught the safety car. Safety car is going to catch him probably on the exit of the penultimate corner here. Where is the safety car at? There it is. On the S's. Does look like Gabe Chavez has already gotten the wave around. So with this, Ethan Hamlet catches the safety car. There are going to be some people that are going to be able to stop and get a shorter pit stop here in a moment. It's probably going to be a little bit of time. I mean, Adam Duff had to tow, so he's definitely in the pits right now under yellow flag conditions. Let's check in with the GT4 runners. Stephen Wallace. Looks like he's catching up to some GT4 runners. Folks right now are flying to catch the safety car. Absolutely blitzing to catch the safety car. And I believe we've already got some folks already behind the safety car. We do have Stephen Wallace, and there we go. Yep. GT4 runners are getting the wave around. Stephen Wallace having to kind of take it easy behind these guys as they are actually a lap down, I think, to Stephen Wallace. So this is going to be a crazy setup. Kind of curious if anybody's going to go into the pits right now. While we're waiting for the field to stack back up under yellow flag, Tommy Cogan goes around the safety car. Field is still getting rearranged. Looks like Cogan is diving into the pits. Interesting choice. Interesting. He's already done one pit stop. Wonder if he's noticed, kind of relative to where we are in the race, I wonder if he's thinking he can't make it to the end on fuel. Might have to do another one. Might have to do another one. So with the pits being open, we do have some runners that have gone into the pits. We've got Jaden Ledbetter, David Flagler, David Flagler's in for damage. Tommy Cogan went in. Stephen Wallace right now, just now coming through. I believe he's just about to go into the penultimate corner. So GT4 runners are still a little ways behind. Jaden Ledbetter's going through the bus stop chicane right now. Gian Cardoso and Ethan Hamlet are going into the boot section now. Oh, Stephen Wallace taking the pit stop now. Interesting. Interesting. So again, another pit stop. We've got only 26 laps in the books. Gabe Chavez is in there as well. I'm kind of interested in the strategy here. What is driving this decision? Is it just down to fuel? Because for me, let me get rid of that. 1 second, folks. Please don't click that link. Thank you, Chris. So we've still got some cars out on track that are unlapping themselves. So Gabe Chavez is going to go down to 10th position in GT4. I see. So Stephen Wallace, Mark Coyne, Scott Fleming, Tommy Cogan's going to be 4th. Scott Fleming's going into the pits. So Scott Fleming's going into the pits now. That means he's going to leapfrog. Tommy Cogan's going to get around him. So Tommy Cogan is going to be behind Mark Coyne. This is very interesting how this is. Thank you, Chris. Really appreciate you manning the chat. Still cycling people through on the competition yellow, it looks like. So this right here, I'm kind of curious how this is going to This is going to affect people's fuel numbers. Because folks that overfilled are going to be kind of the cat that swallowed the canary here. Maybe go a little bit deeper into this stint after the full course yellow and have light fuel load. I'm curious, Chris, do you think anybody would even need to change tire in a 2-hour wet weather race with the wet weather tires? See, I have so little experience on wet weather tires in iRacing. I'm not entirely sure what the wear pattern is like. I'm just kind of curious if, do you think that anybody would ever have to change tires in a 2-hour race in these conditions? Or if you could run a single set of wets all the way? This is kind of sort of bonkers right now. I see Gabe still in the pits. Gabe is still stationary. Did something go wrong? What happened, man? What happened? Oh, your stomach's not feeling well? Oh, I'm sorry, man. I'm very sorry about that. So let's take a look through the field. We've got some GT4 runners moving back through the field, I believe, again. And I believe that is Ryan and Matt Pyle moving around. There's Jared Jones, not Adam Duff. I believe that is Tristan McNairn. But I don't see William Lewis or William Sommers. Yeah, they're behind. So that's interesting. So Sommers is actually behind Jones, but I see William Lewis right now. Is he down? What's the interval? 1:18? Or no. He's 2 laps down from Sommers. Oh, and that is unfortunate. That is going to be an accident for William Lewis. Under competition yellow, front end of that AMG is toast. Probably going to have to go back to the pits. Get that front end reattached. So Stephen Wallace still moving through lap traffic. So the GT4s are burning quite a bit of fuel probably during this competition yellow phase. I'm kind of curious what this is going to do, although he just caught up to the LMP3 field at the bus stop, and I believe this is the order now. So, ladies and gentlemen, Gabe Chavez, not feeling well, has to pit, comes back out on track after sitting stationary for 7 minutes, and is still going to finish this race out. Hats off to this man. Hats off to this man. Seriously. GT4 field is lining up. I see Mark Coyne. I see Tommy Cogan. Tommy Cogan's going to try and clear Mark as fast as possible because he needs to catch Stephen Wallace like he needs to catch a flight. He needs to get there quick. Scott Fleming just now going through the bus stop chicane. Who's behind Tommy Cogan? Is that? Yeah, okay, so that's Schiffner. Schiffner's going to get another wave around. Yeah, the wet weather has made the competition yellow order kind of chaotic. Sommers is in the pits. Flagler is out of the pits. What's Sommers doing? Sommers doesn't have anything going on with him from a damage perspective, and I don't see any data on the replay. I wonder if he's like, hey, I got an hour to the end of this race. Oh, no. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, no. Back in, steps out for Matt. Oh, but what a small scrape. That is recoverable. 100%. So you want to talk about luck. He just brushed the wall. Just barely. Oh, we are not live. That is my bad. So we passed the 1 hour mark. We've been under competition yellow now for 15 minutes in wet weather here for the series finale of Track Limits Racing Sports Car Series at Watkins Glen. Ethan Hamlin leading the pack around behind the safety car. We got Gian Cardoso, Jaden Ledbetter, and Joseph Kronk in the LMP3 field, followed by Stephen Wallace in the battle for P2 in the GT4 category. So currently leading GT4 in this race, but 5 points separates him and Tommy Cogan. Tommy Cogan in P3 right now in GT4. So we got Mark Coyne, the GT4 champ, sandwiched between two guys that are going to beat each other up for second. And this is going to be the restart. Scott Fleming right behind Tommy Cogan. Scott Fleming up 2 spots on the afternoon. Big result for Scott. You want to talk about other big winners? John Newman in the 18. He's up 4 spots. Qualified P9, now rolling P5 in GT4. And then we've got Ryan. He's in the 64. He's up 5 spots. Qualified P11, now running P6. Jared Jones, however, down 3 spots in the Volt McLaren, has had some slides. And I also believe Jared might have pulled one of the other, he pulled one of the other pit stops in GT4. That's another reason why he's probably down. Matt Pyle behind Jared Jones, trying to catch up. He's going to be P8 in GT4. And here we go. We are set. So Schiffner's going to get one more wave around, but they are going green at the end of this lap. They are lined up, single file right now. And this is it. Once the safety car pulls in, we are going from here to checkered flag. Out of the final corner, the safety car is not. Wait a minute. Safety car did not go in? Question? Oh, no, it did. I just didn't see it on camera. And, oh, man, Jaden gets a jump on the inside of Ethan Hamlin. He moves out onto the racing line, comes to the inside, both of them side by side going through the first corner. Now into the S's. Is anybody going to lose traction on this wet line? Oh, Jaden had to cover off Gian Cardoso on corner exit now. In the draft of Jaden Ledbetter, we've got Joseph Kronk and Adam Duff in the background. Let's take a moment to check the restart in GT4. Stephen Wallace gets off to a cracker of a start. Mark Coyne already under pressure from Tommy Kogan into the bus stop. Tommy's gonna ride it out. From the roll bar of the AMR, the number 55 with Tommy Kogan. Oh, moving to the outside. Is he going to be able to make it stick? They're getting ready to go into the boot section. This corner in particular has caught many a GT4 car out this entire race. It does look like he might have got the move done. Yes, he got the move done on Mark Coyne. Tommy Kogan, now unleashed, going to try and catch back up. Currently 2.6 seconds back from Stephen Wallace. As the battle for P2 in the championship continues. Ethan Hamlet is in third place. What has happened? Oh, the back end in the toe section. Did he? Oh, and he touched the wall. But the front right might have been saved. It was a small shot, but I think, no. That steering is broken. That steering is mega broken. From the gyro. Yep, he's got it cocked 90 degrees to the right. Ethan Hamlet, apparently not bulletproof. Dealing with some broken steering. He's in the pits. And that is going to be one heck of an outcome. 3.6 seconds stationary using the fast repair. He's back out already on track. Let's go live. Let's go live and check this out. He's back on track. He is at the S's. Now headed up. Oh, GT4 car comes across the track. Who was that? Who was that? What was that all about? William Lewis going up into the S's. Back end steps out. Touches the wall. Spins it around. Oh, man. Oh, dude. Relative. Use your relative, dude. That would have been terrible contact. That would have taken them both out. But just by feet, they miss one another. And I'm pretty sure Ethan Hamlet's going to have to change his pants. No, that would not have been as bad. Was that Motegi? That rejoin at Motegi? So Jaden Ledbetter now in the lead of this race. 9/10 back is Gian Cardoso. The LMP3 field now has an absolute scrap on their hands. GT4 field stretched out a little bit. We've got 3 seconds between P1, P2, 2 seconds between P2, P3. And then we got 1 second, 1.5 second between 4 and 5. And Ryan in the 64 right now, just waiting to make the move around Scott Fleming. And there's Matt Pyle. Look at Matt Pyle. He's in it. Jared Jones is in it. Look at the spray. On the Volt McLaren, Jared Jones from the Mid-South, under braking in the 90. Oh, man, he's going to have... Oh, he's being so careful. 3 wide into the S's? Sure, why not? Jared Jones passing 2 cars. Nope. Matt Pyle's right there. It's not over yet. It is not over yet. Yes, I remember that. I remember that. I remember when you both went into the Shadow Realm. Oh, Jared Jones catches too much curve. The rear end of the McLaren starts skating, and he manages to save it. Matt Pyle, same thing, follows Jared's line, but Matt Pyle was not able to save it to the same level, and now he finds himself behind McNairn. Man, this is wild. This is an absolute wild, wild start. The restart has absolutely brought this race back effectively from a strategy battle and a survival battle to an absolute scrap. We've got Tristan McNairn in the 53 right now, harassing William Sommers in the M4. William Sommers currently 4/10 up on McNairn, and then we've got, is that Ryan in front of him? Yeah, Ryan in front of him in the 64. Ooh, that M4 stepped out for just a moment, for just the shortest of moments. This is some crazy stuff right now. GT4 is super stacked. We've got Ryan in the 64 in front of William Sommers and Tristan McNairn. And it looks like he's going to let them all go round. And now Ryan is fighting with Matt Pyle again. I don't know what happened. Oh, he had to have gotten a slowdown. That had to have been a slowdown because he went into the bus stop chicane so slow. A 53.361. That is a best for Jaden Ledbetter. Oh, and there goes one of the M4s. Is that Sommers? Sommers again, same corner, has been catching people out all day. Rear end steps out. McNairn, everybody sneaks around him. And Sommers is going to have to catch back up to McNairn now. That was wild. So Matt Pyle now back on the bumper of the 64 from Ryan. And they're going into the long left-hander. Stephen Wallace crashed? Wait a minute. What happened here? Stephen Wallace goes into the penultimate corner, and the back end on the AMG steps out completely. Kogan's going to sneak around him and take the lead of this race in GT4, and he is trying to Austin Powers his way on the racing line. I mean, hats off to Stephen Wallace for not collecting anybody. He was taking the absolute smallest movements to try and get the car corrected. And now he's going to have to drive like an absolute maniac if he has any hope of catching Tommy Kogan. Tommy Kogan now in the lead of this race in the 55. The battle for P2 in GT4 Championship has absolutely busted wide open here. Jared Jones is back here. What happened to Jones? What has happened? Jared Jones is ahead of Stephen Wallace.
It might end up bad. but
The
also
Jazzle, thank you so
might
much for
end
the
up
follow.
good.
Thank you for joining us for the series finale of the Sports Car Series here at Track Limits Racing. I am so happy to close this one out. I am not live. That is why this is all confusing me. But now I am live, and Matt Pyle is still trying to catch Ryan in the 64. But we've got other stories to talk about here. This guy right here, Tommy Kogan, in the lead of GT4, absolutely busting this race open. And Stephen Wallace is trying to catch John Newman as quickly as he can. There's only 5 points separating Tommy Kogan and Stephen Wallace. Stephen Wallace has lost it in the penultimate corner and is now dropped down to P6, already back up to P5. Your boy Matt is not letting Ryan get away. Like, your boy Matt is right there, hanging on. He's had some moments. The S's in particular, we've seen the back end on the number 12 step out a time or two. Where's Ethan Hamlet? Ethan Hamlet has the spin, got to go into the pits. Well, he's at the toe. He's got the front left damage, had to go to the pits. Fast repair, back on track. Currently 25.3 seconds back from Gian Cardoso. And on a recovery drive, if he can manage to put it together, this is some really spicy stuff. So Stephen Wallace already around John Newman. John Newman not even getting involved. And Stephen Wallace moving through the field, cutting through the field like a knife through butter. Hour and 15 minutes, 30 seconds off the clock here. Series finale. 2 hours of Watkins Glen. 100% chance for precipitation this entire race. It has been raining cats and dogs this entire time. The wet weather conditions have caught people out all over the place. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter how good you are. People have been getting caught out all day. And I'm really starting to wonder. I've really found my... Well, I've been doing this for a while, V-Jazzle. This has been a while. I think I've been doing this since 2019. So I got a lot of practice. But, yeah, Scott Fleming right now. Stephen Wallace is barreling a 2:04.9 last lap, a 2:07.0 last lap to a 2:08.15 from Fleming. So Fleming has got the voice of North American. So I'm a mix of Fergie and Jesus. Well, that is, those are two things I did not think would ever get paired together. So yeah. Songbird of my generation. Oh, man. You hear that, Chris? Songbird of our generation. Stephen Wallace on the inside into the outer loop. Gets the move done, and now Mark Coyne is in his sights. Man, we've got a scrap here for the championship in GT4, but you want to talk about a scrap. We've got LMP3s. We got the race leader, Jaden Ledbetter, trying to move through a fight between Ryan and Matt. The battle for P7 in GT4. I'm like Crofty, but not shit. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I appreciate those kind words. This is why. Oh no. Oh no, Gian. Oh no. The entry into the boot has claimed another life. And that front end, so that was kind of a glancing blow. I wonder if he's got steering damage. Yeah, it is. It's tough out there. It is It is tough out there. Yeah, I think he's got some steering damage. William Lewis is keeping with him in the corner, and he should not be keeping with him in the corner. Matt Pyle is still there. He is still in the rear view. Ryan is making the 64 AMG he's making it a GT8. It's so wide, it's like two GT4s bolted together. Oh boy. Stephen Wallace and Mark Coyne going at it. I'm in the replay. I'm an absolute muppet. Again, there have been so many crashes. I've never been in the replay so many times in one race. It has been nuts. It's been absolutely bonkers. So Mark Coyne, Stephen Wallace has found his way around Mark Coyne. He is 9 seconds back from Kogan. There is 5 points. 5 that separate Kogan and Wallace. Wallace is on a recovery drive. Last lap for him was a 2:06.1. Tommy had a 2:07.4. There is 40 minutes and change left in this race. Stephen Wallace is going to have to drive the doors off of his car to have a shot at Tommy. So, and Tommy is going to probably do what Tommy does. Tommy's going to drive the 55 Aston Martin in the consistent Tommy way that we've seen most of this season. So now it's all down to consistency and raw pace. Which is going to do it? And when you talk about raw pace, you got to talk about the fact that Ethan Hamlin is 28 seconds back from Jaden Ledbetter and is lapping 4 seconds faster last lap. 4. The traffic, probably a factor. The weather, most certainly. But Ethan Hamlin cut 4 seconds out of Jaden last lap. This is nuts. This is banana bread. This is walnut-loaded banana bread. So Fleming, he's got his sights. The bullseye's on Mark Coyne. We're going into the bus stop. Let's watch the AMG. AMGs and GT4 this season have been everywhere. Definitely the make of the series, for sure. On points, no question. Just managing the gears as they enter the boot. Oh, you can see a little bit of understeer. Catches it, though. Just easing through the throttle. You got the camber, but the camber is deceptive. It will not save you from losing the rear. You're going to have to be very careful. Well, look at the gear management here. To go into the heel. Newman's in the pits. You can hear the tires. Tires are begging for mercy. Hear a little bit of wheel spin. Keeps it under control, though. The spray is absolutely ridiculous out here. Last lap from Ethan Hamlin, 54.5. Last lap from Jaden, 56.5. Probably not enough time for Ethan to catch. But if there's anybody out here that can do it, if there's anybody out here that has the pace to do it, it's probably going to be Ethan Hamlin. We got people pulling in pit stops now. Matt Pyle's in the pits. I don't see any crash data from him, so I wonder if he is setting himself up for less than 40 minutes to the checkers. Mark gets a little loose mid-corner in the bus stop. This is some good action between these two. Good action. Let's take a peek. Do we have any other close fights to pay attention to right now? Not really. Field is starting to stretch out now. This is kind of what we saw first half of the race right before we hit competition yellow. But the field in the wet weather conditions will like expand and contract violently as cars are losing control, going off track, having accidents. We've seen the order flip around 6 ways to Sunday, and I'm not. Nothing is set in stone right now. Nothing. We've seen Stephen Wallace spin and lose 5 places. We've seen Ethan Hamlet go down to 3rd with front end damage. We've seen it all. And there's still more than 35 minutes left in this race. Ethan Hamlet's moving through the traffic. He does not have time to waste. He's got to get through this GT4 traffic as fast as possible. And he's got to drive the lap times to all-time lows. He's going to come across the line. Let's see what he books in. A 54.5. And Jaden Ledbetter striking back with a 54.7 last lap. So he is pushing. I mean, that is like a second and a half slower than his fastest. Ethan is desperately trying to get clear of traffic or clear of traffic so that he can try and pump the fastest laps that he could possibly manage right now. Ryan in the 64, he's in the pits. He's going to do a stop. Where's Matt Pyle right now? Matt Pyle right now is getting ready to go into, what is this? He's in the tow. Gabe Chavez is facing the other direction. John Newman has crashed. What happened with John? So Matt Pyle, he's getting ready to go up to the left-hand hairpin. He's got Jaden Ledbetter, race leader, in his background. Ryan in the 64 AMG, still sitting in the pits. Oh, man, he's off track. He keeps it together, though. Keeps it from going into the wall. So Matt Pyle, 37 seconds on the jacks. Ryan is eclipsing 35 seconds on the jacks. He's about to drop off. Or is he? 40 seconds. 3-second delta. Stationary in the pits. Where is Ryan? Where is Ryan? I do not think he is going to get it done. I think Matt Pyle is going to get this move done. Oh, man, it's going to be close. He's exiting the 90 right now. Oh, you can see Ryan. So Ryan losing 3 seconds in the pit stop. Still manages to stay out in front of Matt Pyle. Holding on to P6 in the GT4 category right now, but he's got to get up to speed. And meanwhile, Matt Pyle is driving the doors off of the number 12. They are right there together going into the bus stop. These two have been back and forth for the entire second half of this race. And every time these cars are this close together, getting ready to go into the boot section, my blood pressure ticks up like 50 points. Because I've seen so many people lose the back end in this specific corner. This is crazy stuff. This is wild stuff, dude. Stephen Wallace had an absolutely miserable lap last lap. 2:14. A 2:14.9. I don't see any accidents on the data. So I'm not sure what happened. Oh, wait a minute. Hang on. Hang on now. Steven's pushing. There's Ethan. And then what is it? We're in the boot. What's going to happen? Oh, look, the back end of a car steps out. And he goes into the fence. He goes into the fence. Now, is the rear suspension on that car busted or not? It looks like he gets back up to speed. It does look like Mark Coyne was going to try and get around it, but I don't think he's going to get it done. And I think Steven gets back up to speed. And there's the gap's already 3 seconds between them. So the back end of the car is not terminal, but he has lost time relative to Tommy Kogan. We are about to hit the 30-minute mark. Back to the battle for P6 in GT4. Ethan's got to move around the outside of these GT4s as they're duking it out with one another. Mark Coyne is in the pit lane. I think people are going to have to stop one more time for fuel. Dude, man, we've got some wild racing here, dude. This has been one for the books. That is for show. I have never talked this much about accidents in a race, I think, in my entire life. And it's the conditions. It's just so tricky out there. We've seen everybody lose it. We've seen Stephen Wallace lose it twice. This is crazy. So Mark Coyne coming out of the pits. This man checks in with a 36.2 on his final stop. What do you do with that? I mean, that's clinical. It's clinical. We've had some seriously clinical pit stops from the GT4 category. We have talked so little about LMP3 because they have been spread out for so much of this race. But man,
it might end up bad. But
the Barrett Mobile, Mr. Jay Barrett, jumping in. I'm clinical. Yes, I am. I've been told. I am. What is the term I'm looking for? I have a doctor's presence. That I've been called that too. I've been called Tutti Frutti for sure. Jaden Ledbetter, your boy Jaden, in the lead of this race right now after Ethan Hamlet has a broken front left suspension, goes in for the fast repair, manages to pump out 3.6 seconds on the jacks with the fast repair, 34.9 pit lane travel time. He is currently 23 seconds down from Jaden Ledbetter, but I think Ethan's running out of laps. I think Ethan is running out of laps, and we've been watching this fight between Matt Pyle and Ryan, and I'm going to butcher your name again, Ryan. I'm so sorry. I believe that is Beauchesne is or maybe it's Bouchain. I don't know. In the 64, these two have been going at it the entire time. Let's get an idea, shall we, about how close they are. So, definitely getting a sniff is the number 12. And the spray, he is just blasting the front end of the number 12 right now. The rain has been this way the entire time. Ethan Hamlet going into the pits. Is he going to try the undercut? Is that where the magic's going to happen? Oh no, the back end's going out, and they are. Did they touch? Did they touch? Oh, we're going to have to go back and take a look at that. We are going to have to take a look at that. Back end steps out. That was so weird from the camera. It looked like I bet it was the camera was reorienting itself because I was in gearbox. But Matt is going to get around Ryan and is going to jump up into P5 right now because Stephen Wallace is in the pits. And he's on jacks. He's getting tires. Scott Fleming is going... Well, Scott Fleming was going into the pits. Where's Scott Fleming now? He's going to... Yeah, he's getting to his pit stall right now. So Stephen Wallace still on jacks. We're at 36 seconds. He's off jacks. 41, 42. Where's Tommy at? Is Tommy going to lap him? No way. No, he's in the outer loop right now. 50 seconds. Is he taking damage? Is he getting repairs right now? Scott Fleming's in the pits. He's been in the box for 22-ish seconds. Yeah, the pit stops here have been big-time deciders. Looking back, I do not see... Is Steven losing time relative to... Oh, Ethan has a wiggle. He keeps it moving straight. Yeah, Stephen Wallace is taking some major repairs right now. That is so unfortunate. Scott Fleming has crashed. What has happened? Into the S's. And the back end just goes out into the wall. That is unfortunate for Scott. Oh, man, he was driving such a good race. Tommy Cogan goes into the pits. We're going to switch to live and see if we can get with Tommy. So Tommy's going to the pit stall. Where's Mark Coyne at? Mark Coyne right now is going into the toe. Stephen Wallace is still stationary. This is crazy. This is so crazy. So with Coyne now going into... He's in the left-hand hairpin. And Cogan is back on track. Already in the S's. So Cogan's on easy street. He's got a 20-second pad between him and... No, a minute 23 between him and Mark Jones. Or Mark Coyne. And then Jared Jones is 19 seconds back from Mark Coyne. This is wild. This is absolutely wild. Where's Ethan Hamlet after the pit stop? Ethan Hamlet is 1 minute, 2 seconds down on Jaden Ledbetter. Jaden Ledbetter, I believe, has yet to pit. Will he need to pit one more time is the question. And then let's take a peek elsewhere in GT4, because that's where the close, air quotes, close stuff is going on. We've got 19 seconds, or 18 seconds being some of the closest times we've got in GT4 right now, and that is Matt Pyle, who is trying to catch Jared Jones. "22-ish minutes. Look at this dude. Oh, you mean Barrett? I'm happy to have Barrett here. Thank you so much for the follow again, sir. Hope you're doing well. Looking forward to, we got a race tomorrow? With New World Sim Racing in the GT3 Sprint Series. Let's go take a peek real quick. Where are we going to be at? Where are we racing? Where are we going to be at? Oh, man, Donington. Oh, man. Some of the best races I've seen have been at Donington. Overcast but dry. Yeah, but, I mean, it's Donington. Donington is so tricky to pass on. I love it. I love it. I'm so excited. So if you guys want to watch that race tomorrow, Yeah, we're going to have Milo in there. Going to have, you know, British. So Milo, myself, it's going to be the dynamic duo of Milo and Chris Turner. And we're going to be calling the GT Sprint Series Round 3 with New World Sim Racing tomorrow. And that's going to be 9 p.m. Eastern. So if you want to watch some ACC, you want to watch some GT3 racing, be sure and check that out. New World Sim Racing on Twitch TV. Go give them a follow. They're cool people. So let's take another peek around and see. So Ethan, last lap was a 53.9. Last lap from Jaden was a 2:08, but that was because he came into the pits. And the gap is down to 20 seconds. And it is falling fast. Is Ethan Hamlet going to drive the doors off of his car? No question. No question. I'm really interested to see what the drivers think of this race in particular when it's all said and done, because this one seems like it is going to be one for the books. It seems brutal, to say the least. Oh, Stephen Wallace is out of the car. That is big time unfortunate for Stephen Wallace in the 23. Has had absolutely blistering pace in GT4 all season. No question. No question. One of the fastest GT4 drivers I've seen. And to see his series end in this manner is absolute heartbreak. Absolute heartbreak. No question. Oh, Gabe Chavez. Is he having another moment? Going into the final corner, the back end steps out. Oh, a tank slapper. But it looks like he manages to keep it out of the wall, but he is on the racing line. The sound right there. I'm so sorry, everybody. I don't know why the sound wants to, like, destroy our eardrums. Pit times. You want to know about pit times? Why you want to know about pit times? Why you want to know? You trying to brag? Is that what you're trying to do, Jaden? You trying to brag? I'll get you pit times. Hang on a sec. So pit time, stationary pit time on this last cycle of pit stop, 16.4. So that is a splash and dash from Jaden Ledbetter, who is out in the lead of this race to the tune of 17.5 seconds. And he better be moving quickly because Ethan did a 53.2 last lap. So yeah, Ethan is going to try and bend space-time and take the fight to his teammate, Mr. Jaden Ledbetter. Let's see how the 46 and the number 3 end up finishing this race out. Tommy Kogan. He is catching up to Scott Fleming right now, who's in P6. Scott Fleming had a really good race. And then the accident, and then it all unfolded. Now he's down in P6. But P6, here's the thing about Scott Fleming. He qualified P6. You want to talk about, though, people that, like, absolutely blew the doors off this race right now? Matt Pyle is up 6 spots. Both him and Ryan, both up 6 spots on the day. Big gainers right there, for sure. Ethan Hamlet comes across the line. What's he going to set for a time? He's going to punch in a 53.975. Jaden punched in a 55.5, but you're going to have to step that up. The gap is down to about 15 seconds, and you got 17 minutes left. Moving through the GT4 traffic, Tommy is got 38 seconds on Mark Coyne right now. We haven't actually talked about Mark that much this race. Mark has been running a very under the radar series finale for the number 6. Just going out there and doing the work. Off tracks, he's got 3 off tracks on the day. Has managed to be pretty consistent in GT4. You want to talk about off tracks, though? You want to talk about consistency? Let's talk about Mr. Consistency. In the 55 Aston Martin, Tommy Cogan has 0 off tracks. This man has kept it between the lines the entire race. 0 off tracks. Scott Fleming currently in front of John Newman to the tune of 4 seconds. He's trying to catch Ryan in the 64. Ryan is like 17 seconds off the road. And here's Gian Cardoso. Oh, autopilot's having a laugh right now. Into the bus stop. Man, these GT4s going through the bus stop in the wet just make my blood pressure go up. I have myself a heart attack. We have 14 minutes, 25 seconds left in this 2-hour race at Watkins Glen, the series finale of the Sports Car Series, brought to you by Track Limits Racing. I'm Whelp Cakes. I've had an absolute blast calling the series. It has been quite a wild ride. Definitely looking forward to the next season. And if you're looking forward to the next season, if you're interested in racing, if you just want to follow the community on SimGrid so you can know when the next race is going to be, SimGrid.com hosts. Look up Track Limits Racing. Check out the calendar for Season 2. It's going to be wild. We've got some amazing races on tap. I mean, we're going to be going to... Let's see here. Let's go to Season 2 Sports Car Series. We have got 8 rounds. We're going back to Laguna for the series opener again. So I'm stoked about that. Laguna always mega good racing. We're going to be going to Navarra this season. So that's going to be an awesome race to call. First time for me calling a race at Navarra. We're going to Alton Park. We're going back to Long Beach. I think we went to Long Beach in the first iteration of this. So I'm excited for us to go back there. We're going to Rudskogen. That's going to be wild. We're going to my favorite track on this calendar. We're going to Sonoma for round 7. Doing the Cup Historic Layout. That is going to be an amazing race. And the series finale, 2 hours at Virginia International Raceway. It's going to be an awesome series. We hope to have you there with us. The action is going to be amazing. So yeah. Track Limits Racing, simgrid.com. Go check it out. Be sure and join the Discord if you want to follow along with the discussion. Ethan Hamlet right now is trying to catch back up to Jade. Traffic catching him out a little bit. 55.2 is not going to cut it, but he has managed to shave about 2 seconds out of Jaden. But I think 13.3 seconds is going to be hard to eclipse in less than 12 minutes. I think he's going to need a bit of a miracle. Taking a look at the data right now. Closest cars on track. Let's talk closest cars on track right now. John Newman is 6 seconds back from Scott Fleming. That is your closest battle on track. It is definitely about survival here for the last 11 minutes and 15 seconds. 53 laps in the books. John Newman, he's pushing. Jaden is leading the race. Oh, no. 2 cars coming together into turn 1. That was... What happened there? Let's go back. Is that Sommers? Sommers? Let's get the chopper. Can we get the chopper feed? Let's get the chopper feed. What? Huh? Can we run that back? I have questions. I think stewarding is going to have a handful with that one. Sommers is still on track. He's parking it. Where's he parking it at? He's back to the pits. Oh, that's unfortunate, man. A tow this late in the race. You don't want to see that, man. I didn't see all of it, but man, that looked like a wild change of direction. I don't know, man. I'd have to go back. I mean, I'm not a steward, and you know, should be up for review, but that was crazy. We're down to the last 9 minutes. Tommy Kogan has managed to put on a show here in GT4. Jaden Ledbetter, a recovery drive, had, I believe, a broken front suspension as well. Had to get it repaired. Nose to the grindstone and all that jazz, and manages to stay out in front of Ethan Hamlet to the tune of 7 seconds right now. Man, he has lost a lot of time to Ethan. He has lost a boatload of time. What's he going to come across the line and set for a time? Let's see. 55.5. That's a good time. Oh, man. Big wobble on the exit of the 90. It is still possible to lose this race. It is still possible. Jared Jones to navigate. Jared lets him have the inside line. Jared Jones recovering to a podium up 1 spot on the day. Good race for Jared. Some good points. We just don't really have anything else close going on here. Like Matt Pyle is 15 seconds back. Scott Fleming is 7 seconds back from Ryan in the 64. Kind of a calm ending here, but it is about survival. There's Fleming and William Lewis trying to catch Tristan McNairn. Where is Tristan relative? 45 seconds up the road, so not really got an opportunity there. Kind of hoping for survival. Gian Cardoso hanging on to a podium here in LMP3. Scott Fleming is down to less than 4 seconds to Ryan. And where is... So Tommy Kogan has got a massive lead. 44 seconds on Mark Coyne. Joseph Kronk sticking it out towards the end, looking at a 4th place finish. Oh no, Ethan and Gabe come together. What happened there? Is that going to throw him over the control line? What happened, man? What happened here? He's catching Gabe into the final corner. He's really trying to catch. And he's on the inside. Oh, he just loses the back end. Oh, it's so unfortunate. That's a bummer. That's a bummer. He's just pushing. He's just pushing. That's going to give Jaden the breathing room that he needed. That gap was getting close to 4 seconds. What a tough race, man. What a tough race. Scott Fleming has got the gap to Ryan now down to 2 seconds, less than 2 seconds here as we go into the closing stages. Inside of 3 minutes to the end of this race, end of the series. 2 hours of Watkins Glen is almost in the books. Ethan Hamlin's going to manage to hang on to second after that accident, because Gian Cardoso is still 49 seconds back. We're following along with Scott Fleming because closest action on track now down to barely a second. .6. It's going to come down to the last 2 laps for these two. Oh, inside line. What a setup. Moved out inside into the draft and then immediately shoots the gap on the inside into the laces section as he gets ready to go into the boot and manages to make the move happen. Scott Fleming now up into 5th in GT4. Big move for him. Into the toe section now. It's going to be checkers when he comes across the line, I believe. Jaden Ledbetter. Recovery drive. He did it. He did it. Well, no, he may not. He may have to do another lap. He may have to complete another lap. He is close. Yeah, he's going to come across the line. He's going to do another one. So we're white flag for the race leader. He's got to do another one. Got to do another one. Let's take a look real quick at the field. Nobody really kind of close right now. We've got Tommy in. Was that he just exited? Oh, and he's just now going into the boot. All right. What a race, man. This has been something else. Jaden's just going to try and bring it home. Or lose the back end. That is also a choice. That was terrifying. So not as crazy of an ending as we thought we were going to get with Ethan Hamlet and Jaden Ledbetter. But, yeah, Jaden's just going to try and bring it home in the LMP3 to close us out here. He's only got 3 corners left. All right, Dad. Thanks for watching the race. Thank you for watching the series. And be sure and check us out tomorrow on New World Sim Racing. We got the GT Sprint Series at 8 p.m. your time. So should be a good one. But Jaden Ledbetter, ladies and gentlemen, manages to recover and bring it home. And that is the 2 hours of Watkins Glen in the books here for LMP3. Ethan Hamlet exiting the final corner right now. He's going to have to settle for second place. But, man, has this guy had an absolute banger of a championship. Mathematically done as of Road Atlanta. The champ in the 46 comes across the line. Gian Cardoso is going to come across in third. Joseph Cronk's going to take fourth place. Tommy Kogan right now. He's going into the outer loop right now on approach to the boot. That has been a wild race in GT4. Absolute mental exhibition. We have seen the fastest and the best struggle in these conditions in a 2-hour race here at Watkins Glen. And, yeah, I'm tired. I've been talking about this race for over 2 hours now, and there have been so many incidents on track because of the weather. It is... My mind is scrambled eggs right now. through the penultimate corner. And here he goes. He's setting up for the final exit. Talk about securing your GT4 championship. Tommy Kogan in the 55 comes across the line. We've got Tommy Kogan, Mark Coyne, Matt Pyle coming across the line in third in GT4. What a race. Jared Jones fourth. We've got Scott Fleming in fifth. Wow. This is nuts. This is out of sight stuff. Can we get those race results pulled up here? That is some. This was just wild. This whole race was wild. Jaden Ledbetter taking a race win here at the series finale for the Sports Car Series. Ethan Hamlet does manage to squeak by with a second place finish after two accidents towards the second half of the race. Gian Cardoso is going to take the last step of the podium in LMP3, and then we've got Tommy Kogan with the win here in the finale. Mark Coyne's going to come across the line in second place, the GT4 champ. And then we got newcomer Matt Pyle taking the last step of the podium in GT4. That was a heck of a race. And we had so many people. And this is the part of the show where I'm going to be serious with you guys for a minute. This has been an absolute fun series to see it get off the ground and to see the people joining and to see all the new faces. I've been doing this now since 2019, and I've known some of the guys that have raced with us for quite a while now. But the volume of newcomers that we've had in this series has been absolutely amazing. And now I've seen people race on track, and I know their racecraft, and I know the quality of their character. And just to see folks like Mark Coyne, to see folks like William Lewis showing up every race, doing the work, nose to the grindstone characters, just absolute masterclass. Jared Jones, since we've had the series, since he's joined the series, been at every race, and it's just been so much fun to watch these newcomers. Oh, you lost the podium on a glitch. Ah, Jared, that's what happened. That's unfortunate, dude. But you've had a good series, man, and it has been an absolute blast to watch you race on track. And we hope to see you in season 2 here in I think it's like 5 weeks. But I'm gonna call it here. This has been a nonstop. It's just been action, most of the time related to people losing the car and having to recover. But it has been quite a difficult race to follow. New car thing. Not a problem, man. Thank you for being a part of the show. Looking forward to seeing you in the next one. But, yeah, I need to go cool my brain down a little bit. Not a problem, Gabe. I'm sorry. I'm starting to get tired and my brain's overheating, so I'm going to start, my speech is going to start going south pretty fast. Almost an insane fit. Yeah, he was catching you pretty fast. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this is the series finale of the Sports Car Series brought to you by Track Limits Racing. I'm Whelpcakes. This has been an absolute blast. I'm really looking forward to round number 1, Laguna Seca. Go check it out now on the simgrid.com. There's the URL down at the bottom of the screen, Track Limits Racing. Go check it out. And we'll see you guys in like 5 weeks. But until then, I hope you all stay safe and stay healthy, and we'll catch you at the next one. Until then, I'm going to roll the credits.